with the difficulties that we are facing, this is a time to stand by your friends, to stand by your comrades, and we will not only are we not stepping back in any way, but we'll redouble our efforts here in Washington, D.C. To help the Biafran government, to help the Prime Minister. Right before the incidents of what happened, I arranged for the Biafran government to retain one of the top international attorneys in the world, who I work very closely with, Armand Dabiri, who's represented many foreign governments, who's engaged in a lot of sensitive international activities throughout the world. And I made this move because I knew I didn't know what the Finnish government would do, but I knew that the Nigerian government is very devilish, and we always have to outsmart them. So that's why we brought on the attorney, who's been very helpful to us, including with this current situation with the Prime Minister.
Hello, good afternoon, viewers. This is Satellite Media, Evangelist Brent, the Biafra evangelist. We are seeing world leaders, seeing diplomats, everybody rooting for Simon Ekpa's release. But I remember that the other time we saw the investigating officer from Finland, Otto Hettinen, making it very clear that this man have not committed any crime. We have equally seen the lives of the Foreign Affairs Minister of Russia advising UN and countries of the world that going forward you must respect right of self-determination. We know that once we talk of self-determination, the first thing that comes to mind is Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa. How does this move come to you, this recent development?
Mama Jesus, glory be to Jesus Christ. I remember my humble self, that Biafran evangelist Benjamin Johnson is a snatchy. I am here to air the truth and nothing but the truth. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching us from. I love what is happening. I love the new development that is coming out. You know, the truth must not be covered and it must be said, whether you like it or not. And I will continue to air the point of truth. Self-determination is not a criminal case, even in Nigeria. But in Nigeria, because the fact remains that these ones are from the Igbos, that is why in Nigeria they are criminalizing it. But they knows, according to their constitution, it was not a criminal case. Those that are criminals are working freely, but to those that are fighting for their right, that is their right, are the ones that are being tagged the criminals. Look at the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Which offense has he committed that will warrant Nigeria to keep him under the siege of the DSS? And the part of the offense which Nigeria claimed that he has committed was what the DG of the DSS that was holding him has committed, and the man is still moving freely because it's not a legal man. And look at the case of Simon Ekpa now. The same thing, the Finland, who doesn't have a relationship with Nigeria, want to use Simon Ekpa to have a bilateral relationship. Are you listening to me? Glory be to God that the world leaders, people that matters, those that are well to do, those that are well known, are now airing the angle of the truth, telling the UN to do the needful, telling the Finland to understand that what the young man has done or what he's doing is not an offense. Yes, and which is the right thing. Self-determination, you defend yourself. Excuse me, Sidious Musa says Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Tinubu says Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. They want terrorizing. Ever since Simon Ekpa have been captured, is Nigeria having peace? Go to River State, Borno State now, as it is now, half of them now have been, half of the military base now in Borno State now have been occupied by Boko Haram, the terrorists, ISWAP and the rest. Half of a Plateau State have been divided. Plateau State have been divided into two. Terrorists have occupied one. Where go one and go, and the remaining surviving children generation occupy half. Is this Simon Ekpa? Is that Simon Ekpa? Go to Enugu State. Go and see the massacre. Go to Ebonyi State. Go and see the massacre, the pie that is going on there. Is this Simon Ekpa? My brother, the truth remains that Nigeria is a country that hate the truth, and they hate the Igbos, and they hate the Christians. Because imagine a country whereby terrorists rented a hotel and they call them hunters. They rented a hotel, a place where they will stay, organize and arrange on how they will carry out their evil activities in terms of kidnapping, of movement, how to move to kidnap, to rape, to kill, and to destroy farm crops, and to enter villages and vandalize villages and people's home. And you call them what? Hunters.
Let me bring this angle. Because even as we stand, there is the other time when the American government we release list of terrorism sponsors from Nigeria. All the list we saw there is those who are sponsoring Boko Haram. We never saw anything that looks like Biafra sponsorship. And
because our hands are clean. We are the saint of the Lord. The new generation, the peculiar people, the choosing of Almighty God. Our hand doesn't, can never be involved in anything called criminalism. Go and check the word of God from the foundation. We have never been involved in anything criminality. Our hand is always pure because the hand of the Lord is upon us and is always pure and clear upon every Biafran man, like me, as you can confirm. You understand? So go and checkmate somebody like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the great leader ever emerged in the history of Nigeria and will remain ever emerged in the history of Africa. Okay, now look at what is happening. The hand of the Lord was mightily rested upon him, and that is why Nigeria have been trying everything in order to buy the man. God will say no.
Okay, now let me bring this angle because we understand that the other time when Biafrans from all over the world gathered in Latin Finland for the declaration of Biafra, it was not under the watchful eye of international media. And nobody was handed, nobody was arrested. It got to show that perhaps the world, UN, European Union, Interpol, do not see IPOB the way Nigerian government see them.
Of course, they do not see them because they know that what they were doing or what they did on that very day was a normal thing. There is no crime in it because all these nations today that have country of their own went through it. You understand? Even Finland, the country of which we use, went through it. Even in exile, they got their independence in exile. Remember, under Russia. You get it? So what we did that very day was purely constitutional, EU chartered, UN chartered, all over the world. You understand? So you see why they give us that audience, they give us that free hand, they give us everything, that backup. Go ahead and do what you are doing because it's not. If IPOB is actually a terrorist, we British giving us asylum, would they give us asylum?
But
no.
If I may bring this angle, what do you think would have account for foreign bodies, foreign individuals standing into this struggle by way of lobbying for Biafra in Washington DC, in different parts of the world?
Yes. When the time is right, everything fall in place. Like I said, and I still repeat it again, Biafra is what? Is a spirit. And this is the time for Biafra to stand. When it is time for Pharaoh to let the children of Israel go, Pharaoh have no choice. A lot of signs took place in the land of Egypt, which Pharaoh refused. At the point that Pharaoh began to lose their first child, in the book of Exodus chapter 12. You understand? When
so Pharaoh learned in a hard way.
In a hard way. And if care is not taken, Nigeria will learn it in a hard way. Yes, and that is what you are saying now. The international, the people that are matters, are now coming, involving themselves in this matter. Trying to tell you that these people, you tag them terrorists, and we have done our thorough investigation, even go to their leaders that you accuse. We have checkmated their record. There was no criminal case in their record. Oyibo valued, a clean sheet. It's only in Nigeria you see a drug leader become president, a prisoner becoming president. You see a criminal becoming senator. It's only in Nigeria. Even when you know that, we know that, we will still prefer them to be there. You understand? But you can't play it.
We understand that in Nigeria there was a time when people were saying if a particular person, even if it's Lepa B, that they will vote for him. That was Buhari then.
That is the thing. No? And now is it, when Buhari came into power, do you know what made Buhari and many Nigerians, throw their card towards Buhari? In 16 years of PDP, we were like, PDP have ruled 16 years. They are not doing well. Let's try another party. Remember the slogan that they came with, change. That slogan entered into the memory of many Nigerians. We were like, let's test another party. And as at that time, the Buhari happened to be one of the Northerners who they believe that he has a clean hand, who have not saw his hand. Do you understand? So you see where the thing now like, oh, let's champion this one. Unknowingly to us. So.
Now let me bring this angle. What do you think will be the mode in the southeast, in Biafra land, the day Nnamdi or rather Samonepa we greet the air of freedom?
Let me tell you this, especially Mazen Nnamdi, any day Mazen, and that is the fear of Nigeria, that any day there is Mazen Nnamdi, anything he said is automatically will stand, and they are afraid for a man of that kind of heart. They don't know what he may likely come out and declare or say.
So his word is injunction in the...
His word is fine now.
It's an injunction.
Straight ahead. Straight ahead. And people, the Biafrans are ready to pay to follow it up and get what we want because he's speaking our mind. And likewise as Simon Ekpa, Sidious Musa said there is a little piece now that the man has been arrested. A little bit because the Fulani have gotten an access, easy free access, to be buying the Eastern and the Christians in Nigeria, especially the eastern part of Nigeria. That's why he said they have their freedom now. Because unlike when Simon Ekpa was there, and that's just it. So releasing them and freedom is like automatically giving us that freedom of Biafra we are taking for. So because once they are out, Baba, you don't know the next step, and that next step is in their hand, and that next step is what they will carry out by the time they negotiate. See, the only African country specifically inaugurated and invited and give a special honor by Donald Trump on the 20th of January 2025 was Ngozi Orabeze, the representative and the defender of Biafra. Currently now,
you are talking about during Trump's inauguration.
Yes. You understand? That is to show you the recognition, and that is to show you the respect. It was it yesterday? I began to read the articles of that lady. We are shouting here. It's just a nurse. Baba is a doctor's nurse. You understand? She went to school. She was highly educated. She even has her bachelor's degree here in Benin. You understand? So she's not just an ordinary woman that you can do. We go to international Korea peaceful talk. She was among the people who spearheaded it. She was among the people who brought the peace. She was among the people that make things to happen in Korea, in South Korea. Do you understand me? See, she has been involved in many things internationally, and she has played it well. She has performed well. Even in America, do you know how many degrees that she has in America currently as I speak to you?
Okay, now, I think at this point, I'm going to let you go. This is Mr.
And glory be to God.